Hmm. Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Sagittarius energy. And for this round, we're kind of starting out with an advice card or cards, whatever comes out. And then we're going to get a tarot story about what's going on. And we're going to talk about a lot of different things because people have free will. Some people harness high vibe energy. They're open and giving to receiving love. They treat people in a just and fair manner. And they harness high vibe Sagittarius energy, which is about being inspired to live life, enjoy life, and wrap your brain around this game of life and realize it is about love and it is about treating other people the way you want to be treated. That is the way to manifest loving and abundant relationships. High Vibe Sagittarius is about higher learning and education. You have to heal and grow and mature yourself and face your fears and your insecurities. And we all know there's some people in the world who kind of align with their more worldly egoic nature, and they might not like to admit that they have to grow up or mature or heal. And people can choose to stay in denial of the truth. And shadowy Sagittarius energy that people can harness is kind of, just people who are still kind of immature. And they got a lot of life lessons to learn. And some of them just want to be an immature player all their life, male or female. And they don't want to grow up. They want people to indulge them in their more immature way of being. And other people see the truth of it because the truth sets us free. And other people see the truth of it. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who isn't motivated to heal. Why do you act and keep staying maybe in your fear or your insecurity or your defensive nature or your prideful nature or letting your lust or your greed or your ego run your life, So that's kind of funny. The overarching reason for the reading is Sagittarius energy, about temperance energy. So let's go see the advice card. We have a card that flipped out, not showing itself. Maybe your advice is maybe to keep some things to yourself right now. Why? Because there could be some people around you in Five of Swords energy, which can be some people who want to win at all costs, and they don't care who gets hurt. What is the card? The Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups can be operating from a foundation of love and working cooperatively with others. If you know there's people around you who want to win at all costs, those aren't people, it's one thing to just treat people like you treat general people in the world, You treat people with respect, but you don't maybe get in a love relationship with them because they seem to have a lot of mental conflict and they have things of their own that they maybe need to work through. And maybe they're not really very loving, and they could hide the fact that they use their emotions in a way to try to manipulate people, so they're not authentically working together with people from love because they have mental conflict about that. So they try to hide that they use their emotions manipulatively to get people to stay in relationship with them. So if you know some people who are like that, don't make an offer to get in a relationship with them, or maybe keep emotions out of it, Just be kind of factual. Let's see. Let's go see what the tarot story is. Okay, we have another card not showing itself. And the reason it came out is because, you'd like to come together with people who harness high vibe Aries energy. They don't have to be an Aries sun sign. But in high vibe, people who harness high vibe Aries energy are motivated and inspired by love and coming together with others in joy and celebration. But there's other people in the world who aren't a shadowy Aries energy, which they're all about themselves. They might want to come together in relationship with people, but it's not because of love. It's good for their ego. It's good for their image. They want to be in a relationship. They kind of want to indulge themselves maybe just to be in a relationship, because that in itself for them means something. It doesn't really matter who, it's just to be in a relationship. Some people don't like being single, you know? But it's the difference between why people want to be in a relationship. You're either motivated and inspired by truth and love and justice and fairness, or it's more ego, fear, insecurity, codependency, indulgence. So, what's this card? The High Priestess. Some people, if you're intuitive, the High Priestess can talk about being intuitive. You know, just because we might know that some people have a win at all costs attitude, that some people are egotistical and prideful and self-centered, it doesn't mean we have to communicate with them. Sometimes we can know people in the world, and there might be people that we might be thinking, are these people someone that I could have a dream come into reality with, that I would like to be in a relationship with? And the High Priestess talks about sitting back and observing, it's just kind of like, people, but observing what actions other people take in their life. Do they seem to have mental conflict about coming together with others and working cooperatively with others? Do they seem to try to manipulate people? Do they seem to kind of maybe be all about themselves or bossy or controlling? And I think some of you know some people who are like that. And then some of the people who are kind of in shadowy energy, they use their intuition in a shadowy way. It's like, is that a loving person who might have some mental conflict about, we can all want to be in relationships with people, but shadowy people are looking to see if they can manipulate you. Can I play on your fear, your insecurity, your lust, your greed to manipulate you? And I'm going to use, if you show me that I can manipulate you, that you're this much more loving person than you might initially present yourself as, I'm going to take advantage of that. And some of you have already had people who've taken advantage of your more authentic, loving nature. And then that can be where we've had to learn lessons to kind of protect our more loving nature. And then we could let maybe our more kind of being a little more maybe practical and grounded, that I might be a very loving, giving person, but I've also been through situations that hurt me, and I've learned lesson from those situations. So I need to not be where I'm so defensive of being vulnerable and loving. I'm vulnerable and loving with people, but I stand in truth, because the Five of Swords in high vibe is, I have been heartbroken. I did heal, and now I'm taking action in truth and love to maintain balance within myself, where I don't tip out of balance like, oh my gosh, but I love them, and I let my love that I have for someone, or my attraction I have for someone, kind of run my life off into the ditch again. I need to take action in truth and love, because I could have felt like I was maybe deceived and manipulated before. So I need to stand in my truth, and then I need to listen to my intuition and stand back and observe to see how people conduct themselves, to see if this is someone I really would like to maybe move forward with in a relationship. And then we have the Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles because of the Two of Wands. So there might be people that we would think it could be a workplace, it could just be a relationship. We're holding back from coming together like in more of a long-term committed relationship with people, because we do have a dream. And we want to make sure that if we're going to work on a dream to come together with other people, kind of like I have my Two of Wands and they have their Two of Wands, which is kind of what drives and motivates them, I'm going to listen to my intuition, because I also want to make sure we're harnessing these energies in the same way. This is Capricorn energy, this is Virgo energy. In our kind of more worldly nature and view of life? Are we people who are inspired to let go of the past? To the difference between the two is the Six of Pentacles, where there's equal give and take, to work together with people cooperatively. Or are some people more selfish, don't really like to freely give of themselves, but want to be in relationships with people who are loving and giving and nurturing and supportive and creative, and they just like to be a part of it, but they themselves don't really give of themselves. They have these fears or these insecurities, and they haven't gotten balance within themselves, because the Six of Pentacles talks about getting balance within themselves to be able to work together with people cooperatively long-term in a relationship. And then the Six of Pentacles has to do with our underlying philosophy of life. Are we motivated and inspired to be in a long-term relationship, or do we kind of want to indulge in a relationship, kind of being a little selfish? Like, I want to be maybe in a relationship with you and enjoy the perks of being in a relationship with you, but I just want to indulge myself in this relationship. I really don't want to do equal give and take in it. Or I do want a more transactional relationship where it's not really freeing yourself to learn lessons in life, to be bold and brave and confident in love. And so some people could be taking their time, sitting back and kind of observing just people in their world, in their life, as they're still communicating and interacting with people, because the swords can talk about communication and the wands can be about communication and communicating with people. And if you see that some of the people that you initially, certain people that you meet, that, I think they have mental conflict about, they maybe don't listen to their intuition, and they could do a lot of things maybe more in pride or ego, or to indulge himself or be the center of attention, seem to have a lot of inner conflict, maybe don't seem very grounded within themselves, might be someone who kind of lacks self-insight about why they do the things they do. And then it's like, well, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't love themselves, who doesn't listen to their intuition, who seems to have a lot of mental conflict about maybe loving and believing in themselves. And they kind of get in situations with people, I don't know, looking to those things to make them happy, because, it kind of starts within ourselves first, being happy within ourselves and loving ourselves and believing in ourselves and respecting ourselves, to want to be in a relationship with others, but we're, hoping everybody works kind of cooperatively, instead of I'll kind of give up my dreams or whatever just to be part of the group. Some people can be like that too. Some people so badly want to be a part of the group that they're not listening to their intuition and they're not listening to love, but they so much want to be part of a group where they look like they're a shining star, that they're not listening to their intuition. Then they could get themselves involved in groups or relationships or workplace dynamics where they really shouldn't have. It was a learning experience is what it was. But if we know we're not kind of motivated by those things, and we're so desperate to be part of a group or have people view us a certain way, and we're, we do listen to our intuition about maybe who we should maybe not spend as much time with versus, and other people don't, it's kind of like we're kind of on different pages. So if there's some people that you realize could have some of these shadowy traits or characteristics, or have some growing up or maturing or healing to do, those people might be the people that, you don't spend as much time with, even though you might know them and they're part of your world to a degree, because there are people in the world who you view as being maybe more balanced within themselves, more self-insightful, have learned more lessons in life, like you have learned. We all like to hang out with people who are on the same page as us. We learned, we were I bring it up all the time, but like age 15, age 18, age 21, age 23. We've all learned different lessons in life, but sometimes we're hanging out with people who might be 20, like they're 21, but they're really still like a 15-year-old. You know, we've all got lessons to learn in life. We all have growing and healing and maturing to do. And if you've learned some more of those lessons than some other people have, you're going to probably want to hang out with the people who have learned some of the same lessons you have. Because, you know, we'll repeat certain patterns of ways of living our life based on the lessons that we've learned in life. And who wants to go back and replay like an old way of living life when I've already been there and I've done that and I've learned the lessons I meant to learn from it? The other people could keep repeating it because they didn't learn the lessons they were meant to learn from it. And so it's kind of like I'm going back to something I've already been there and I've already done that. There's nothing new for me to learn here. And High Vibe Sagittarius is inspired to learn more. I want to go experience more things and face my fears. And, you know, when we move forward in life, it can be like moving up levels of a video game of life. And, you know, there's new challenges there. And I don't want to keep staying on a video game level where I've already been and I already know how to conquer all those obstacles. And I'm ready to face my fears to go to the next phase of life where it is going to bubble up more fears and more insecurities within me because it's something new where I haven't been there before. Just like when we went and got our first job and all the fears and insecurities we had. And then when we were going to go get another job, we had fears and insecurities about that. And throughout your life, you can have fears and insecurities about changing jobs, but you don't have as much fears and insecurities as you did when you were maybe young. Because you know that when you go to a new workplace, they know that you don't know everything. And they're going to kind of work with you to teach you the things that you need to know. So, some people have a lot of mental conflict about letting go of the past to believe in themselves and believe in their dreams. So some of those people are going to keep repeating a pattern. And that's okay. We all repeat a pattern until we learn the lessons we are meant to learn and when we're comfortable. We should all listen to our own intuition about when it's time and right for us to move forward in life differently. And sometimes some people are ready to move forward in life at a time when some other people aren't. And you might know some people maybe in Capricorn, Virgo, and Aries energy that aren't ready to move forward in life differently. And if they're in relationships with people where they're on the same page and it could be a loving, nurturing, supportive environment, well, why would they leave that? Even if somebody else is moving forward and has completed a cycle and they're ready to invest in something new. Other people could have things that they've already gotten into and committed to. And if they were to move forward with someone new, why would they be doing that? If they know they'd be doing it more out of pride or ego, well, then they're not going to do it. And as well, they shouldn't. And we need to respect that too, that just because something we could have been involved in didn't work out, and there might have been someone else that we could communicate with, and sometimes we can communicate with people and we don't realize they're in a relationship. You know, you just know people at work or that you meet out in the world and you don't talk about those things, so you don't really know. And then maybe you could have communicated with them and some of those people maybe weren't willing to move forward with you on your new journey. And it's always just to, you know, I'm going to deal with the truth as a situation. You know, not everybody is willing to move forward in life differently. It would require that people close out an old chapter of their life, and maybe they have no interest in closing out a chapter of their life because it's still abundant and stable and thriving. So why would they? And other people, you know, if you communicate with some people in the world as you're moving forward, you know, this is what I'm looking for. I'm moving forward. I've learned some lessons. You know, I'm going to go offer resources to other people in the world who might be repeating some poor past patterns for them to love and believe in themselves and balance out their strong emotions to see the truth that some things in their life have been causing them mental conflict, the Six of Swords moves away from the Five of Swords. And I think high vibe people try to offer love and encouragement to other people, to look at life from a higher perspective, have hope and faith and belief in their dreams, but we can't make other people do that. So there might be some people that you love, that you would like, that you think might have some mental conflict about listening to their intuition in their foundation. And because they don't, they kind of might stay more motivated and inspired by the world, or indulging in things of the world, or indulging themselves in their fear or their insecurity or their ego or their more materialistic nature. And we can't make people learn lessons in life, but we can see the truth of it, that they're not on the same page. And even though in the Knight of Wands, you could be wanting to take action towards someone because you could be attracted to them, the fact is, in the Knight of Pentacles, you've seen the truth that they're not on the same page. And if we live our life one way and they live their life a different way, a house divided can't stand. If you're motivated and inspired by different things in life, you're at different stages of life, of lessons that you've learned, and maturity and healing, being practical and grounded based on the lessons you've already learned in life, even though you could be attracted to someone, you're not letting yourself take that action towards them because you've already been there and done that. I've already been in relationships with people who are like that. If I've been in relationships with people who are emotionally manipulative, who kind of hide, they're more all about themselves, who might not be very giving or nurturing or loving, lack self-insight, don't grow, heal, and mature themselves, and are kind of all about themselves, yes, I do not want to repeat that type of relationship before. So even when part of you is tempted, the aspect of yourself that has learned these lessons is like, no. We need to balance out our strong emotions and keep moving forward in truth and love, because if we repeat that old pattern, it's going to cause us nothing but a lot of mental conflict, because we're dealing with people who don't operate from a foundation of love. They use their emotions manipulatively. They don't listen to their intuition in a relationship. They kind of are more about themselves or their ego or they're selfish or whatever. And so the high vibe people temper their worldly nature, their egoic nature, I want the things that I want. And more emotionally, the feminine figures talk about how we think and how we feel, because the masculine figures can represent us taking action in the world, and we all take action in masculine energy, and we can all present ourselves in the world any way we want. But what's the truth of how we think and feel? And so the high vibe people emotionally are tempering their worldly nature to keep meditating on the truth. I have to take action in truth and love. That is where I'm going to find victory and get the justice I deserve. But if I keep kind of taking action to get in relationships with people who've already shown me that that's not how they're moving forward, my dreams can't come into reality with them. And even though I could love them, even though I could be attracted to them, I need to temper my worldly egoic nature, and I've learned to listen to my intuition and let love and truth, not fear, not insecurity, not codependency, not my want for being in a relationship, dictate the decisions I make. And if I keep moving forward in a emotionally balanced, loving way, I believe that when I keep aligning with that within myself, not indulging in my more impulsive, immature, lustful, whatever nature, that's when I'm going to meet the people in the world who are on the same page as me, that have also learned some of the life lessons I've learned, who've also realized they have lessons to learn in life and get out of their ego to be willing to admit they have lessons to learn in life, and that they have some healing and growing and maturing to do. And they've seen the truth of that, and they got in the driver's seat of their own life to take the reins of their dualistic nature, to not, be going all over the place, indulging poor behavior in themselves and in others. And they maintain balance within themselves. And they're truthful, and they're honest, and they're loving. And they do that work within themselves. Those are the people I can really have my dreams come into reality with. So, what's coming up for the people who harness some high vibe Sagittarius energy that they might not see coming up? The Three of Pentacles, because of the Five of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. Shadowy Capricorn energy is represented by the devil. Basically when we get off the right path of making decisions in truth and love and justice and fairness, we have some lessons to learn. That's when the devil kind of comes into our life. Did you not realize you got on the wrong off-ramp? And I think you're doing that work to free yourself from things that you could be tempted by, is a vice of yours to just make yourself feel better, but it's maybe not in your best interest or something. And I think you're freeing yourself from it. Why? Because of the Five of Pentacles. You are willing to learn the lessons you were meant to learn from a life experience, to quit holding on to an old way of viewing life, an aspect of something you used to like to indulge yourself in the world, a group of people, a family dynamic, a friend group, something. You saw the truth of it and you realized that you needed to free yourself from it. And you were willing to go through that period of feeling left out in the cold. And that's why some people don't get the justice they deserve in their life, because they're not willing to detach, because we all want community. We all want to be in relationships. We all want, a lot of these things. But if people have shown us that they're not very just and fair and might be kind of bossy and controlling and manipulative and selfish and greedy and bossy and controlling, we've got to be willing to detach in those people. And even though we might go through a period of feeling left out in the cold, we're not willing to settle for less than we deserve. And eventually you will be free of it. And I think as time goes by, it's also saying that you are going to come into relationship with other people who have done that same work that you've done within yourself. And as you close out this old chapter and move forward, there's going to be other people that have also done that in their life, who want to move forward with you because they see you're someone who also was bold and brave enough not to keep repeating old patterns and indulging poor behavior in yourself and others, that you've grown up and healed and matured yourself and loved yourself and you're balanced within yourself. And they also want to be in relationships with people who don't indulge others in their poor behavior and don't indulge poor behavior within themselves. They love themselves to offset their fears and insecurities with love and compassion and forgiveness, to keep moving forward in an emotionally balanced, loving way, so they don't run their life off into the ditch. What's coming up for the people who harness a more shadowy Sagittarius energy that they might not see coming up? The Devil in reverse. Well, some people, because they never free themselves and they always kind of give in to whatever manipulates them, their fear, their insecurity, their pride, their ego, their lust, their greed, their materialistic nature, letting other people in their life manipulate them. They never thought that other people would listen to their intuition to keep moving forward, not letting any obstacle stand in their way, like people who are maybe very unjust, unfair, unloving. I'm not going to let anybody who's not being just and fair and truthful and honest and loving stand in my way of my dreams. And sadly, they did. We've all experienced people who are shadowy, that were unkind, unjust, unfair, hurt us, betrayed us, weren't open and giving and loving. We've all felt that way. It's just that some people gave up on believing in their dreams. You know, it's like, no, I don't trust love anymore. No, I don't believe in that dream anymore. Nope, I'm just going to go indulge myself in the world. Or I'm going to become a shadowy person. From now on, I'm going to manipulate people and I'm going to be all about myself and indulging myself. So basically, we either give in to negative energy and we become one of the negative people in the world, or we say, I'm not letting anybody who was not loving stand in my way. I'm not giving up my dreams for unloving people. I'm going to keep fighting for the people in the world who are loving, who want to be in relationships with other loving people, and one of them is going to be me. And they didn't see that coming. Another thing they might not see coming is there is someone who wants to be in a relationship with them. And it might be someone who's hiding. I don't know. When a card is in reverse, it can be extremes. Either they're getting someone who's coming into their life who is very shadowy. I want to be in a relationship with you. Yeah, I want to look like a shining star in the world. Yeah, I also have mental conflict with love. I also use my intuition manipulatively in a relationship. I too am kind of selfish and greedy and materialistic and kind of all about myself. Let's neither one of us wrap our brain around this game of life. Let's keep being tempted by the things of the world and looking like a shining star in the world. Let's stay in a relationship because of the ego in the image. There's maybe not any love here, but we'll just temper our ego about the truth that it looks like love. It looks, it's kind of like trying to create the illusion that they harness these energies in a high vibe way, but it's really kind of more superficial and shallow. Let's just be brave about the fact that we decided not to get in the driver's seat of our life from love and get the justice we deserve. And we decided to live more from our mind than our heart, to move forward and present ourselves as love, like we're loving people and that this is based on love, so that it looks like we have what other people have in the world, but theirs is based on love and ours is because we're fearful, we're insecure, we're prideful, we're egotistical, we're materialistic. We don't want to grow up, we don't want to mature, we don't want to heal, we don't really believe in love. And ours is trying to confuse people about the truth that we're just creating an illusion that it's love. So there you go, Sagittarius energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.